Why can't I find love? The question that everybody keeps asking, the source of all our misery, the thing that doesn't allow us to enjoy an ice cream or that game we're playing, the thing that makes us tear apart our relationships, that feeling that never stops being there and makes us feel so lonely and depressed, and it sucks all the fun from life. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to cure loneliness. First is proof of capacity. If you don't have a choice, it's not love, it's survival. Just as fate for a beggar isn't really fate, it's the only thing that gets him food at church, it's the same for a lot of you. The solution for your loneliness isn't love, it's more friends. It's not that you aren't happy because you don't have the right person by your side, but because you have a lack of choices. Because more choices equal more power. And that's where this loneliness comes from. You feel powerless against life. And this lack of power is what stops you from making more friendships. Because if you get rejected, you might end up with nothing. But a good place for you, a good life for you, isn't when you find someone with all the qualities you want, but when you have all these different people for different things. It's more realistic, it's easier to manage, and it opens you to more futures that just one person would. So if you don't have this ecosystem, start getting it. Club, sports, painting, expand and experiment. And this actually puts you closer to love, not farther from it, because instead of being blinded by all these qualities that you can get elsewhere, you find out much faster what makes someone special. And not another mistake that will just break your heart again. The second step is some birds die in captivity. A happy you is a you that tells the truth, and not someone that looks good to others. And this is what corn, love stories, spiritual guides try to make you believe. Try to make you believe that you are missing something, that you are broken or not good enough. When the truth is, not every person is happy with someone else. Some people are perfectly happy alone. And to discover that, you just have to accept the truth. I'm talking about the people who love traveling, partying, and learning, and this isn't a choice. They can't help themselves. People like Jane Austen, Al Pacino, Oprah. People that, if given the option to choose their life again, they will just pick the same thing again. And I'm not saying that it's impossible for people like this to have a relationship. It's just that it's very difficult to hold both. To want to be out there with all your heart and then have a family or a partner by the hip. You will live far happier by choosing only one, instead of torturing yourself with what pleases your parents. For you to be okay with yourself, you must first be okay with people leaving you for it. So let Prince Charming go, because you don't want to be a princess. You want happiness. And you already know what that is. Third is responsibility. Now, this part doesn't exist in the present. For that, we have to travel to the future. And that is a hospital room with nothing but an old man in a bed, moaning in pain, probably too poor to afford morphine. But the worst thing about this place, it was the smell. It smelled sterile. It didn't smell of life. Imagine that you are dying and you don't even get to smell life. A flower or an orange. But that old man lying down there is me. And he is completely alone, waiting to die. It's the worst nightmare my loneliness can make up. And as I stood there in a place I really don't want to be in, a possible reality that I don't want to even look at, how could I make future me a little bit more comfortable? And then I held that old man's hand and I whispered in his ear, I will stop being jealous of other people's lives. I will stop running away. I take full responsibility for our happiness. Whether I have to eat glass or suffer for years, I will never stop trying, because it's our happiness. And I will never allow that responsibility to be held by someone else. I promise you that this future will never happen, that you will never happen. So you can rest now. Thank you. I understand now. And that was the day loneliness died. You see, it's not that we need someone, but more like we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And we don't know if we can take it. So we feed this idea of a hero to ourselves because it's easier than being alone. But you still aren't answering the main question, that is, will you be there when things happen? Will you live your life in its entirety, accepting the pain, the fear, and fighting despair? And that's the true face of loneliness. A child. A version of you that waited for someone that never came. Someone that just cared of tomorrow. And until you understand that this child is your responsibility and yours only, you will never stop feeling lonely. And nothing and no one else will ever solve that. Happiness is a responsibility we have to ourselves. Happiness is an individual endeavor. One thing that your idea said that stuck was, coffins only come in one person's size. So make sure you go down happy. And it's much easier when you aren't begging others to fulfill our jobs. Simply being the best version of ourselves to ourselves. And for that to happen, we can't stop. We must keep going. So I'll be here next week. But the entire point of this video wasn't for you to not be lonely, but to help you find love. I will tell you about it in this video.